Okay, I don't go with very high explanations. Okay, now it's very simple. RAM is a primary memory device. Okay, primary memory device. Actually there is a two primary memory devices are there. Okay, two primary memory devices are there. One is RAM and one is a ROM. Two are both are primary memory. There is a little bit different between primary and main memory. So RAM is a main memory, but RAM and ROM both are primary memories only. Okay, so what is a secondary memory? So if something is like a primary memory, it means like there is a secondary memory is also there, right? So what is a secondary memory? Anybody? Very good. Hard disk, your USB, like pen drives. Okay, USB pen drives, very good. Floppy disk, CD-ROM, CD, DVD, very good. Okay, floppy is not there now, but floppy disk. These are a secondary memories. It means where you store the data for a very longer period of time or a permanent storage or read and write data. So we can remove the data, we can write it like a operating system we store, the application we store, or data we store in a longer period of time, or we can move the data also. But in a RAM is a temporary data, so access memory, random access memory, and ROM is a, you can parallelly speak, no problem. Read only memory. Okay, it is a read only memory. What is random access memory? For example, I want to open this file. So that is okay. Something is goes wrong. Okay, went wrong. Okay, where is this? Yeah. Okay. For example, I want to open this file. I can open this file. If I want to open this file, I can open it. I will tell why I'm telling like that. So 160. I want to open this file. So I no need to open first, second, third. I can open directly what I want to open. So like I can read the randomly I select something and I can open it, or I transfer the data, delete the data also. So I'm accessing the memory randomly. So that is called a random access memory. Read only memory means I can't change the data. So once data is written, then I can't change the data. So once data is written, we can't change the data. So that is called a ROM. It is a temporary memory. It is a temporary memory. You guys all already know, but I'm just telling. This is a permanent memory. So we can't erase the data. Okay. Next, this is called a volatile. This is a volatile, and this is the non-volatile. What is a volatile memory? Volatile memory means when power off. Okay, when power is off means usage of the computer. So data removed or erased from or a device. You can say device. That is a meaning of volatile memory. Okay. Next, what is this non-volatile memory? Okay, so data won't removed or erased when pow- even power off. Even in power off. Any sentence you can use it. Okay, so like that. So this is about your volatile, non-volatile. Volatile memory. It's a temporary memory. So when PC off, when PC off, data removed or erased from the device means RAM. Okay, so this is easy. And data won't removed or erased even in a power off. So that is a main difference between RAM and ROM. It's a general question wise. But I don't like this part, but still I am telling that one. Okay. But mine is a different one. So this is a like a generally RAM and ROM differences kind of stuff. Because there is a no relation between RAM and ROM. RAM is a RAM and ROM is a ROM. That's it. Okay. CPU is a CPU for me. Guys, just carefully. So, what is the RAM? Already I showed in a picture. Whenever the devices or a storages, secondary storages like a hard disk itself, even if you have a hard disk, CD-ROM or a floppy disk, or maybe a keyboard or maybe a monitor are connected through IO devices, okay, to RAM only. So RAM take the data and instruction from your devices and give it to your CPU. CPU process it and give it to RAM to the devices through IO connector. Okay, so that is a basic functionality of your computer. So always remember that one. RAM is a primary memory device. RAM is a primary memory. Next, it is a main memory. When you see, don't confuse. Primary means RAM and ROM. Main memory means it is a RAM only. Okay. Actually, when you are talking about like a 2 GB RAM, 3 GB RAM only, no one will tell how much size of the ROM because it is a standard chip only. That's it. Okay. Primary memory. And how it is look like. So also we can see the this is a process and you can see the RAM. Okay, so primary storage like that it is showing. It is also temporary one. Okay, so I will show you these are how RAMs are look like. And also on motherboard you can see the this is the motherboard and you can see the big bars. And also you can go to any place like um, motherboard and RAM. You can go to images, so then you can see clearly how the people are inserting. See, here it is. This is the main motherboard and they are inserted a RAM like this. You can view a RAM view if you are not familiar with the uh, computer internal component. So at least you can view from here. Okay, this is how we can insert a RAM into the RAM slots. Okay, so different type of RAMs are there also. We'll see those type of RAMs. First one is static RAM, and this is we call it as a SRAM. Okay, it is a pure form of transistors and this utilization is of only cache memory purpose only. CPU cache memory, so that is not a different. That is also a RAM. The cache memory is a made up of like a SRAM model. SRAM model is nothing but a cache memory only. It is a pure form of transistors, and it is a very costliest one. So then they design a dynamic RAM. Okay, next, this is dynamic RAM, also called as a DRAM. Next, this DRAM in a different forms of DRAMs are there. It's like a SDRAM, synchronous dynamic RAM, because DRAM is a slower than a SRAM. To improve the speed, so they designed another DRAM in a synchronous mode. So that is called a SDRAM, EDORAM, VRAM, like that. So there are different type of RAMs are designed. This SDRAM further developed into DDR. Lot of people think DDR is a different and SDR is different. No, no. SDRAM is further developed into DDR model. So that is called a DDR SDRAM. Double data rate synchronous dynamic RAM. So that is a DDR. Simple terminology, it is a DDR, double data rate. Okay. SDRAM further developed into DDR SDRAM, and also we call it as a DDR. There's no DDR1, it is a DDR, means it's the first one, either DDR SDRAM or a DDR. Next, this DDR different models are there. First is a DDR, DDR1, sorry, DDR2, okay, DDR3, latest is a DDR4. Okay, so if you see DDR5, currently no, DDR5 is not released. So DDR5 means it is a graphic cards type. So DDR3, DDR5 graphic memory cards you are using, that's a separate one. But these are a latest one is DDR5. 4, sorry. This is the latest one currently we are using. Next, RAMs are in a different ways, like depends upon a package. Okay, RAM packages are there. So like DIP, dip package, that is called a dip package. Like if you see any IC kind of stuff, like a RAM packages, you can able to see that. So RAM packaging. Okay, so okay, it is showing this packaging. So I will show in my PPT only. Okay, okay. I think I lost that pictures. Okay, so no problem. So RAM, DIP, SIM, will understand something from it. Yeah, like this. Okay, so earlier we have a this kind of dip packages, means like it's look like a IC type. Okay, so that kind of stuff. Later on days, this type of SIM dim kind of packages are there. Okay, so how it is, SIM means single inline memory module. Okay, this is a SIM dim dual inline memory module. Okay, so like that. So another one is RIMM, RAM bus inline memory module. Okay, okay, like this. So these are a different type of modules are there. Very simple. If you see a RAM, okay, if you see a RAM, so you can see the golden pins in a bottom. So one to like this, it's a numbering system is there, like it's a chip design is given like that. So see, it's a SIM, it's a SIM, and this is a DIMM. it is showing 72 pins, right? So 1 to 72 pins only, that's it. Okay, in a backside also pins are there, but that is not a different pins from this 1 to 72. But if you see this 168 pin, 168 pin dim means, what is the off of 168, is 84, right? So 1 to 84, 84, 85 to 168, like that. It's just like, we'll go to this second. Okay, look at this is the RAM, and there is a pin numbers are right. So 168 dim package, it is saying dim. Okay, so dim means this is 1 and this is 84 in a these pins. Okay, if you revert it, if you reverse that RAM, so it will shows like this side, it means in a reverse side. So if you take reverse side, right? So for example, I put a notch here for understanding. I'm taking same this RAM only, but in a reverse. Okay, so this notch, when you revert it, you will get like this, right? So like this. So this is 85, this is 168. The pin numbers, each pin has some number, right? So like these numbers are starting and ending in a reverse side. This is in a dim. Okay, in a sim package is different. So in a sim package, so 0 to sorry, 1 to 74, 72 means 72 only. So if you revert it again, it shows 72 1 like this. Mm, like that. So that is a different type of packages. RIMM, RAMBUS inline memory module means it is a, um, uses a DIMM package only. It contains some cover, like a thermal shield is there too. Okay. Next one is SODIMM. SODIMM. Okay. Small outline. DIMM. Same. It is a dual inline memory module, but it's a small outline. Small outline is used for laptops and some mini PCs. Okay, some mini PCs also we are some places we are using this SODIMM packages. If you want like a RAM SODIMM, okay, so these are a SODIMM packages. You can, okay, sorry, we'll go to images part. You can see it's a laptop RAMs are look like this one. Okay, so DDR3, DDR4, like this. These are a for laptop purpose, and also for mini computers like a mini PCs are there just like this one. You can see this one automatically it came. Okay. So this is a mini PC, so you can connect your monitor, HDMI, USBs, keyboard, mouse kind of stuff, and there is a charger connection, power connection, headphone connection. I think it is a new one, that's why it is showing some Thunderbolt kind of stuff. It contains with it comes with i5 processor. It's a very small size, like you can mount it on your monitor also. So it is also required SODIMM packages and storage. This is the only box comes with a motherboard and processor and connection part only. Okay, you have to insert your RAM and processor. Sorry, RAM and storage you have to insert. So that is a mini PCs. Intel and NUC type. Okay, 11th generation new one. Okay, so that is that is about your sorting packages. Okay, so DDR4 is a new one. So when you purchase a RAM, so what are the things we have to check it? Same thing. clock speed. Every RAM has a certain clock speed. Most of the RAMs, they don't write in a gigahertz. Even it is in a gigahertz, they don't write in a gigahertz. They write in a megahertz. See, like this. Okay. So when you buy a RAM, so compulsory. No, no, not this one. I clicked on this memory. Don't close this one. Okay. So when you are purchasing a RAM, compulsory verify. Uh, um, is it compatible with your processor or not? Okay. How much? Which the processor compatible with your RAM with your megahertz speed or not? See, if you see, this is a DDR4 2666 megahertz. This is 3200 megahertz. This is 36 megahertz. Okay, like that. So you compulsory compatible, and the size matters. Okay, size also there. So compulsory maximum size also will do it. So just for an example, I am writing some speeds. Next one is speed, and next one is size, total memory size. So based on your CPU support and your motherboard support, so you have to check that model, speed, and the size of the RAM, both motherboard and as well as the processor. Size is like a 8 GB. My suggestion is always better to go with the 8 GB only. Minimum 8 GB is nowadays is a better one. Like this, so you can go with that. That's one. And also we can add up depends upon your motherboard channels. So if you go to the motherboard, no motherboards, right? um, okay, so if you see the motherboard, each motherboard having a how many RAMs we can able to insert it. For example, this is a laptop motherboard, so there is a two RAMs we can able to insert it. Or maybe you can go through, if you see, these are four RAMs we can put it. These are four RAMs we can able to put it. This is for a laptop. This is a desktop, but four RAMs we can able to insert it. If you see, here it is. Here also four channels are there. RAM slots are there. So like 4 GB, 4 GB, 4 GB, 8 GB, 8 GB, 8 GB. Okay. If you have a more RAM slots, better to buy less values like 4 4 4 4 or 8 8 8 8, like that. Because if some RAM is damaged, also still other RAMs are available. Okay, like that. Someone told like that only. Okay, so recently I found that one. Okay, so compulsory check the clock speed and size and what model you are using. Compatible model. Are you using it's a DDR4 or a DDR3? If you are old laptop or old desktop, DDR3 model. Okay, so a new one compulsory DDR4, like this. Which model RAM, the notch condition. Okay, size. Okay, size like a SODIMM or a DIMM, like a PC DIMM package. Laptop SODIMM package. So compulsory verify. Okay, so guys, this is the about your RAM. So main purpose of RAM is it load the data from your IO devices and give it to your CPU, and take the data from CPU and give it to the RAM. Okay, so guys, today will take little bit extra time because I started with 11:30, so morning. So I will take up to 2 o'clock. I will finish this part. Otherwise, tomorrow again I don't take the class. I have work. So Sai sir will take. So what is a ROM? Read only memory. Already we discussed about read only memory. It is a permanent memory and non-volatile memory, but here is a read only memory. So already I told RAM is different, ROM is different. There are not a brothers or a sister. There's because of both are started with R and both are memory devices, so then we called it one. Actually ROM is a simply it's a chip. Okay, so when ROM chip manufacturers, when we manufacture a ROM chip, they build instructions into the ROM. They build instructions into the ROM only. So it is a permanent chip. But problem with the ROM is, when you burn some instruction into the chip, you can't put your own instruction. Like you need a chip, I given instructions in it. So then you are not putting instruction on your own. So then problem is occur. So they put a ROM as a PROM chips. Programmable read only memory. P means programmable read only memory. Okay, I'm not typing anything, so we don't have much time here. Next one is, some people ask them like once you written you cannot able to erase it. Okay, so I want erase the data after programming it if I don't want to use it again. So one time we can write it, one time we can erase it. So that type of chip is erasable programmable memory. Next one is EPROM. This is the PROM we are using nowadays. Electrically erasable programmable read only memory. This is the what ROM chip we are using. It means data can be changed. Okay, so once it is written, we can rewrite, means we can remove the data and also we can put the data again in the ROM chip. It is kind of stuff is like a read and write. Both functions we can able to achieve in the read and write, but not like a data already data is there. I want to add some data, it won't happen. We have to remove it and add it. Of course there is other settings also there, we'll see it. Next one is, the ROM contains a program, right? So already I told the program is burned into the ROM chip. So ROM contains a program that is called a firmware. Okay? That is called a firmware. So the old style firmware and still we are using, that is nothing but a BIOS. ROM contains a program called a firmware. Okay, so this firmware is nothing but a BIOS or a UEFI, Unified Extensible Firmware Interface. Okay, so that is the, this is the latest one, 64-bit support and the latest one, and this is the old one. Still we are BIOS is we are using. So what is this BIOS? Basic input output system. Very good, very good. So UEFI, Unified Extensible Firmware Interface. Firmware, firmware, both are same. Okay, it depends upon how you spell. Tomato, tomato, same thing. This is Unified Extensible Firmware Interface. So what is the use of this firmware? Will develop. So you don't buy ROM, you buy RAM, but you don't buy ROM because ROM is already on a motherboard. ROM is already on motherboard. Okay, it is, ROM is already on a motherboard. It is a permanent one. So our BIOS chip. When people say BIOS, means ROM. Okay, so some people are like a UEFI means it is a BIOS only. Only thing is it is an updated version of BIOS. Okay, UEFI is a updated version of BIOS. It is a, okay. And important is support 64-bit systems. It is for actually not support. It is for mainly main purpose is for 64-bit systems. Okay, ROM is already on BIOS. You don't buy, so you don't measure anything. Okay, so we'll go back to the what is a firmware. What is a firmware? It is nothing but a software, okay, or a program which is used to boot your system. Mean your firmware contains data of, okay, so the data and some instruction. Some instruction means how to start a computer. So when you power on the system, what to do. When you power on the system, what to do. For example, you are in a sleep, a very deep sleep. Morning you woke up, and then you don't know what to do. So something should be motivated, right? So you have to do some brushing or kind of stuff like that. Computer, when you power on computer, don't know how to load operating system very directly. I'm telling. So computer don't know how to load operating system. What are the LEDs should be blink, what components are working, what components are not working. So computer don't know. So then this firmware is useful to verify everything. Data means system info. Actually we can say system info and some instruction information. Like what is the information about your motherboard? First of all, information about your motherboard. Okay, and the connected devices, because CPU is on motherboard, right? So all components of motherboard and all components of motherboard. I'll put a MB guys so you can understand. Next, connected one. Connected one. Importantly, CPU. Which CPU are using? i3 or i5? How many cores are there? What is the speed of the CPU? So what is the status of CPU? Working status, like that. RAM. We insert a RAM into the slot. So RAM is how much RAM capacity it is. What is the frequency of RAM? And okay, so how many RAMs you are using? Is the RAM is working or not? Loose connection, or maybe speed matches or not, like that. So RAM. Next, not on motherboard, but we are connecting hard disk. Which hard disk you are connected? 500 GB, 1 TB, or type of the hard disk. Okay, which connection? Where you connected? Like that. If you are connected a DVD, so where you connected a DVD? Okay. Next, also you are connected keyboard, okay, mouse, okay, maybe a LAN connection. Importantly, USB connections. When you are in a college days, so um, your college lecturer or a lab in charge knows, you will insert a pen drive and you load the program from it. What they will do, mostly the exam computer based examinations, what they will do, they disable the front panel connections, or mostly back panel connection. Most of the back panel parts also they will disconnect it. So one way is by directly disconnection for a front panel. Next one is in a back panel, so they can disable through BIOS settings. Okay, so in here, okay. So firmware means is a BIOS contains your system information. some instructions for booting purpose. Okay, so motherboard, all components on base main motherboard, and next connected is like a CPU. RAM is directly connected to motherboard, and hard disk, DVD, keyboard, mouse are connected to external to your motherboard, but everything is connected to motherboard only. Try to understand that one. Okay, so this information, so when you are connected like a CPU, you power on, it will get the information from CPU. Very simple, guys. To I will tell, when we start a class and I want to take attendance, what I will do, get information of students, right? So are you attended or not? Are you are in the class or not? Like a call by names, or get the information of the candidate. So I know this candidate is there. Like that, your firmware will verify. Okay, your CPU components. It is verify your system component components. Okay, it verify system components. What are the system components? CPU, RAM, hard disk, DVD, everything. Primary components are very important. Of course, like you didn't put a DVD drive, no problem. You didn't connect a mouse, no problem. You didn't connect a LAN, no problem. You didn't connect a hard disk, maybe OS won't be loaded. Like that, it is not required. But if you don't put a CPU, problem. If you don't put a RAM, problem. Like that, some are very important, some are may not. But it will verify each and every component when system is start. Power on. When you are power on the system, so your firmware will verify everything. Each and every component verifies whether it is working, not working, and details. That is called as status of each component. So that is called a status. BIOS verify the system components and their status. Okay, status when system is power on. So next, it stores the data. Already I told your BIOS stores your system component information also. It stores contains system information and some instructions stores the information. Like you change RAM, like it is now 4 GB RAM and you update it to your 8 GB RAM. Automatically in BIOS that information also updates. Maybe you remove that 4 GB and you inserted a 8 GB directly. That is also will update at the next booting only. Okay, so like that it will work. Only small part I will tell about some PS, then I will come back to that this part. Okay, so this is about your BIOS and UEFI, both are same. It is updated version of BIOS, and mainly if you are purchasing any 64-bit, you can see this one. It's a BIOS is a older one and UEFI new one, and there is some 10 features of UEFI is also there, but I'm not discussing now that ones. Okay, next, what is this firmware and all? It contains it's a nothing but a BIOS is nothing but a chip. It contains your system information, motherboard, all component information basically, and your when you connect your CPU, RAM, and all, when you power on the system, it take the details and save the details, and also it will verify each and every component and their status and working condition. There is a primary components are there. So the primary components, primary connected components, if they are not connected, and you won't get booted. Okay, there is a primary components. Okay, there is a primary components like a CPU, RAM, RAM like CPU and RAM. Okay, not connected system won't boot. So that is condition. Okay, so next one is I'm going to RAM ROM is completed, right? Yeah. Next one is I will go to the SMPS. Okay, and hard disk, both I will tell, and then finally I will frame the boot processing. Okay, only that components SMPS, and ask in next part. Just take just 2 minutes, relax, that's it. Okay, just 2 minutes, relax. Also, here is some details. The details are available here, so you can go through that one. Yeah, I forget. Sorry. I forget add this information here. When you are saying BIOS, okay, this BIOS, okay, also we can modify some settings in BIOS. When you say BIOS, it is also UEFI. Okay, so we can modify some setting in a BIOS, like um, hardware password type means BIOS password, both admin and user. Not a computer password; it is a different one. Next, we can change like time and date is also a BIOS setting. Time and date, enable or disable this disable of a device or the future. Okay, so example, Intel virtualization. Okay, in a 64-bit Intel virtualization, we can enable or disable also. If you enable, and you can run multiple virtual machines in your PC. If you are disabled, you can't run the multiple virtual machines in your PCs. Okay, so like that. And also there are a lot of things like um, boot priority, like a boot priority kind of stuff. I will show you very small part. Okay, so just go through once. Okay, so I will go to very small computer, like I will go to XP only. Okay, it is also boot very fast, but I will try to go to just a power on. Escape. No, see, a faster boot, that is a big problem. Okay, guess restart. F2, F2, F2. Yeah, this is a BIOS setting. Guys, can you able to view BIOS setting? Very good. See, you can see system time, so it is a computer time. Okay, so my machine's time and date. And also you can see primary master and primary slave. It means it's a 40 GB hard disk I inserted. 40 GB hard disk, two hard disk is there. Okay, not one hard disk, two hard disk I inserted. And this is the CD-ROM. Okay, what is a system memory? 640 KB. It means like a cache memory, but I given a 512 MB RAM. You can see extended memory, like it's a 512 MB RAM only. Next, see advanced. This is a main page. Advanced, it is differ from one type of system to another system, because based on the BIOS manufacturer. This is a Phonics BIOS. Okay, Phonics BIOS. Okay, so installed OS, reset configuration, cache memory. Okay, so you can like this. So what are the cache memory like that? It is you can able to see. Okay, advanced chip control. Okay, enable disable. You can see enable disable kind of stuff. Okay, large disk access. So few things like you can, so serial port A, B, parallel port, bidirectional, some information. This is security. Supervisory password, user password. Like, I change something, but you came and you want to change it also. I changed it. I put something secure settings, but you try to change the things. So I want to protect my system to other people can should not change my BIOS settings. Other people should not change my BIOS settings. So I can put a password in here. This is a boot priority. If you see if boot priority is here, hard drive, CD-ROM, removable device, network. Like from where I have to take the bootable files. From where I have to take the bootable files in a priority order. So I can change the priority also. Like if you want, I will change it. Like to change the values, you can use the plus and minus in the PC. So this is minus C. CD-ROM went down. If I put a plus, it went up. Like that, I can change the values also. So when you change it, so you want to save the changes, exit, save changes. You don't want to save, so simply exit, discuss the changes also. So I change like this. Okay. Now, so when you start your computer, immediately if you see the bottom, so you can see. Um, I will show you again. Normal. It is a virtual machine. Physical machine we can't show you, but I will show you simple. When you it's faster boot system. Oh shit. Because it's XP, right? See, if you see the bottom, you press F2 to setup, escape to boot menu, F2 12 to network boot. Yeah. So if you see that options in the VMware bottom, so then you'll understand when you start your PC or a laptop, you may get that information. So obviously, you know how to go to BIOS setting also. Okay, if you don't understand it how to go it, so don't do it. So you can try it later. There is a lot of options also available to go to BIOS setting. Okay, someone asked question, very good. Do mobile phones use DDR RAM? We have to verify your system and how much RAM and type of RAM. We can't extend it, right? RAM we can't able to remove and put it, so we don't worry about RAM. When you are buying a mobile phone, automatically um, you buy with a particular RAM only. So we don't open and put an extra RAM in it. Actually, good question that is. So when you buy any RAM, so like see, this is something. When you are buying a RAM, so then automatically it is enhanced. It is RAM in the chip format. On motherboard only they will put it. Nowadays certain laptops also comes with a dedicated RAM on motherboard only. RAM is like a chip only, it is enhanced into the chip. And if you want, you have to add extra RAM, like you have to add an extra RAM, like you can insert a new RAM in it. Okay, so separately you can also insert it, but it is enhanced into that one, similarly like your mobile phone. Recently we are getting that kind of stuff. Okay, so this is about your BIOS settings. It is not login, why? Okay, 8 minutes. Anybody remember what is the screen? It is Windows XP. See, this is the advantage of virtualization. You can get different type of operating system on your PC. Okay. So if you want XP, how to buy old computer? So new computer won't support with XP, and I need a less than 4 GB RAM. My physical machine is a 12 GB RAM. Okay, so like that. Okay, where are we last? Yeah, that is a BIOS settings. Also, I showed some data is there. You know, if a data we can able to change or a running data, it is a temporary. This is a this is a temporary data or a settings. So when power off, the BIOS settings get resetted. You remember old style future phones. When you remove the battery, the current contact numbers, like a dial history, missed call history, time, these are will be resetted, right? Same thing when power off, BIOS setting get resetted. So how to protect it? Use battery. So that battery is lithium battery. Okay, that is a lithium battery, 3 volts lithium battery we are using. It is look like this, like this. This is the lithium battery. Okay, so lot of people this battery made up of this composition. Actually, no. Okay, actually, no, this is not a made up of CMOS technology. It is a lithium battery. Now you know the batteries, right? So LiMH, like that, lithium, cadmium batteries like LiCd, LiMH. Same thing, lithium battery. It is a made up of lithium component only. Okay, lithium ion batteries are there. No, same thing only. But what is this CMOS? Our chips made up of chips means your BIOS, CPU, all are chips only. Okay, your BIOS, okay, CPU, RAM. Okay, all are made up of CMOS technology. Okay, CMOS technology only. So what is this CMOS? Complementary metal oxide semiconductor. It is nothing but a what is CMOS? Complementary metal oxide semiconductor. It is a semiconductor. It is simply a transistor. Simply transistor. If you see, there is a two lines are here. If you see here, it is okay like this. It is a CMOS. It's a combination of NMOS and PMOS. Okay, even it is not a direct component. It is a combination of NMOS plus PMOS. If you don't understand, no problem. It is not a complex one. Okay, actually, it is a MOSFET. MOSFET. Okay, metal oxide semiconductor field effective transistor. It is nothing but a transistor, and N channel, P channel type means NMOS and CMOS. Combination of NMOS and PMOS is like this. Is called as a CMOS. Okay, it is to build chips. You want to build a chip. Okay, so we need a CMOS technology. And why the BIOS battery called as CMOS battery? No, every if you say lithium battery, give me a lithium battery. They don't give you. You have to ask in a market, so give me CMOS battery, then only they will give you a CMOS battery, right? So they won't give you a lithium battery directly. I have a computer, I need a battery, so that is also they don't give. You have to tell I need a CMOS battery, but the battery is not made up of CMOS, it is made up of lithium only. Why we are calling it means the voltage and current, okay, is support for CMOS chip. Okay, so why we need this battery? Because when you shut down your computer, the BIOS settings and data should not be resetted. So what we need? We need a battery to support your BIOS chip. So then BIOS chip runs completely, so it will run always, even you shut down your computer, but your BIOS chip runs. So that is a very important one, so that's why we need a battery. But that battery generally in outside we call it as a CMOS battery, but does not mean it made up of CMOS, it is made up of lithium. Okay, and why it is called as CMOS battery? The voltage levels support from the battery is for a CMOS chip. Okay, so that is the main thing. Okay, it is first time if you are listening, it is little bit confused, but it is okay. But go with the terminologies. Okay, try 2 3 times, it is good one. Next I will go to C some SMPS and hard disk MBR, like a GPT type. Okay, it will take little bit longer, guys, because again afternoon means for you also, again log in 2:30, you will be in a other position, so I will complete, then we'll bye bye. Okay, so relax for 2 minutes. Okay.